Right, Jimmy, fresh from victory in Manchester. I'm gonna be honest here, Jimmy. I called the police, mate. No, I did. I called him. I said, listen, I don't know if you've heard, but there's been an assault. Someone's been done over. He's a tourist. He's over here from America. He didn't know where he was walking. It was Manchester, 4 o'clock in the morning, and he's quivering in a cage. I think I know who done it. I G'd you up, Jimmy. I G'd you up, son. Bruv, knockout of the night. You got to be over the moon. Have you come down yet?
Yeah, I've come down. I'm thinking about my next fight as it goes, and I go back into training tomorrow. Is to tick over, and I'm trying to not get caught up in the whole celebration thing, and I'm trying to get straight back in the gym and keep the momentum going.
I mean, you seemed like you was in a different place approaching this fight. It seemed like you was really, really focused on pulling it all together. Before we done this interview, I was talking to Joe and I said to him, listen, I think that was his best performance to date. And obviously as a fighter, you probably want every fight you have to be your best performance to date. It hasn't always worked out for you in that respect. But would you say it all came together on Saturday night?
Yeah, it all came together. You know what? In the weeks leading up to it, I felt so great. I've approached my training in a different way, and I've done a lot of strength work, and everything's just come together.
OSP, mate, he lost to John Jones. So the fact that you've beaten him as well, that's got to be a feather in your cap. You've got to take take something from that.
Yeah, definitely. But every fight's different, and he took John Jones to a decision, and I've done him in the second round. So goes time to say about my finishing skills and my finishing power and stuff. But it's not. You can't really compare fights like that in MMA together because different fighters fight in different ways.
I hear fighters say that all the time. You know what I mean? You lot might say that, but I'm going to compare a minute. Because John Jones was meant to be some great don. And you just showed everybody that maybe it's not that. How about that? How about that though? You know what I mean?
Well, I hit a lot harder than John Jones, and so all it takes is one shot from me to put your lights out, put it that way.
Say no more. I mean, when it comes to taking one shot, what was particularly impressive with that fight, and I think most people have picked up on this, was the calm, particular nature in which you dismantled OSP. You didn't get carried away when you banged him over the first time. You picked your shots. You were calm. Was that all part of your preparation? Making sure that once the opportunity came, you made sure you took it.
Yeah, that's how I fight, because when you've got knockout power, you just have to catch him with one. So there's no use in trying to rush in and smother your work and stuff. Do you get me? So I just got to keep my space and catch him with that one. If one don't hit, if one misses or whatever, I just stay calm, keep jabbing, and the next big one I hit him, and that's what happens.
How was the camp, man? I mean, because you obviously was training with Gustafsson. You guys have had history. I suppose there was a lot to learn there. It looks like you really benefited from that. Tell me about the different things that you did in preparation for this fight. I did like three different periods in All Stars leading to this in Sweden. And so I went for 2 weeks, then I came back for a week and a bit, and I went for 2 weeks again. So I did 3 sets of 2 weeks over there, and I've done the last 2 weeks of camp over there. Then I came back for fight week, and before that I was working a lot on my strength work with Andy and Dave at Bout Gym in Wimbledon, and made the transformation to my body and my strength and that they've given me is great, and they worked with me a lot and got my strength back, because I think when I first came to UFC and even before that I kind of forgot my powers and stuff, and I was concentrating a lot on this CrossFit stuff and getting fit, and I kind of lost my power, and I just went to the fitness side of stuff, and I kind of lost my power. So David Van Gass, kind of as an ex-fighter as well, and he's seen me since I started as well. He knows me since I started fighting. He kind of said that to me. He said, get back to just my compound strength and back to basics. So we've done a lot of squats and deadlifts and things. Just got my power back, and it showed in my fight. You
also showed a lot of good ring craft in terms of, like, you were slipping punches like you were some pugilist, some boxing Dan. Like, you were slipping punches, and then you gave him one in the guts just before the finish, and I was like, oh, like, you're really looking quite slick in there. Like, tell me about the boxing, because you touched on it, I think, in the press conference. You've been doing a lot of that. Was that because you knew you was going to go in there and box more than be on the ground, or was it just a case of that's probably what was gonna finish the fight?
You know what, boxing and kickboxing is my style, sort of thing. So I've been doing a lot of boxing over the last few years, and that we've been sparring Dillian White a lot. I worked a lot with Dillian White, my friend.
British champion now as well. British champion as well now.
Yeah. He's done a great job the night before. We spoke after his fight, and the night before my fight as well. We spoke for about an hour on the phone together and everything. And we talk about what we talk about and everything. He's telling me bits and bobs and whatever. So, and I've worked a lot with him. I'm a boxing coach, and I've been working with Ben Vickers as well, my good friend, and Chris Kongo, and also my striking coach Dino Maringo, and all the team in All-Star. They all know how I fight. I use my hands and I use my knees and my kicks and stuff. So, like I said, it all came together last night.
Yeah, you sound a bit like
last night, the last fight.
You sound a little bit like our co-host, Michael Wong. He uses everything as well, heads, elbows, toes, a lot. Listen, mate, you're officially top 5 ranked fighter as of today when we're filming that. That must feel good. But I know that you've got aspirations to be the best in the division. Who would you like next? And before you answer, like you've answered everybody else, who would you like next, Jim?
Well, listen. There's 4 people in front of me now, and I want to go upwards and onwards, and mate, except for Alexander Gustafsson, who I train with, like everyone's on the list, everyone's on the list. So it's not hard to predict who I want. There's 4 people there, and Ryan Bailey looks good. For next on being on the list. And I've said before that I wanted that'd be a good fight for me. So
you also said you want to fight before the end of the year. Is that realistic?
Yeah, I think it's realistic. I'm not too hurt up. I think I hurt my foot in the fight kicking. That's about it. The rest of the little bits and bruises and stuff will be gone in a week or so. And now I'm back into training tomorrow, and I'm good to go. And I'm gonna keep the momentum going, and get another one in before the end of the year.
Well, listen, mate. Hopefully you do get that other fight in before the end of the year. Best of luck. Because I want to see you fight Daniel Cormier, because I don't really think he's got anything for you.
It's a good knockout, man.
Yeah, he's a great knockout, man. I don't, Jim. I don't think he's got nothing for you.
Cormier's a great guy, but he's very good at wrestling. He's very good at wrestling and making it. But listen, if I catch him, he's going to sleep.
Yeah, I believe you.
I believe you.
Dana, make the fight, son.
I think that'd be a great fight. That'd definitely be a great fight. It's got to work a lot on my wrestling and defense and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's a fight, and anything can happen. And I'm not going to concentrate on his wrestling too much. I'm going to concentrate on my game, and that's putting people to sleep.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of people had a lot to say because you didn't fight how they thought you would fight in the first round against OSP, and then second round it looked more like Jimmy. But I was glad to see that you had all of those things in your arsenal. You could mix it on the ground. You looked good. You was kicking. I mean, there's even one time you jumped in with an elbow, mate, and I was like, he's doing everything. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that was a positive showing. And if you do get Ryan Bader next, I think that'll be another W for you. No fight's easy from now on. Everybody knows that.
Exactly.
But I think you're in prime position to challenge for that title, mate. And I hope you get it, because it'd be nice to have another British champion.
Definitely, 100%, man. Definitely.
Well, listen, thanks for your time. It'd be good to get you on the show one day. Because we've had a few people on who have promised to come in the actual studio. So maybe that could be something we sort out later on in the year. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely, 100%, man. Thanks for having
no worries,
me.
Man.
And good luck with the show.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
Cheers, Jimmy. Take care, man.
It's Master Wong here. It's Campbell, Wong and Long Combat and Strength Podcast. If you want to watch the full podcast, then go on this website here and check it out. And also, it's onto the SoundCloud as well for the listen if you want to do that. So check them out and you can see the whole thing. I will see you on the next podcast and be there.